Hey everybody, this is John Miller once again, as always, of course. I figured you'd like to see my ugly mug there for a little bit. So I got out today. I haven't been out a whole lot because had an issue with that right foot. It's okay. Nothing broke open, thankfully, but I think from trying on pairs of shoes, my feet just did not like that at all. So thankfully, I think it's the 17th, which is not next week, but I think the Monday of the following week, I get my new shoes. That's the latest. It may be a little sooner than that because they did have the pair of shoes. They just had to send off for the fillers, the prosthetic filler for the left foot. I guess it's not fillers, but the inserts, because they stick your foot in this weird foam thing. It's really weird. Just to get the size and everything exact, so you don't have that problem. And I just been trying on different shoes to try to get some normalcy with walking instead of using the hospital shoes, which I have down there. If you can see them, hopefully I can't tell, but the left one is from the surgeries last year, because I didn't want to wear that boot anymore because it just weakens the leg and stuff like that. But anywho, yeah, don't like my feet, my hoof and my Vulcan foot, but call that Spock, and that's something My Little Pony related. It's like my centaur foot, but foot modeling days are over, except for the weird foot fetish people. But got out to film today, Coleman Chapel. This is the first time I filmed. It was a little weird because this thing doesn't do well in cold temperature. Well, it's not even cold. It just sort of like, I'm not filming. It'll film like 2 seconds and like, bleh. So I got it to film a little bit there, and then I went across at the front because I was helping a friend out with delivering a desk, and so I'm gonna get a little more information on that, and that'll wind out coming out today. This is the first of, instead of mail time, I'm gonna have it's called thank you notes. So it won't only be just like mail time, like mail things, which I'm going to show you a bunch of things. I got some really cool books from a number of people I really appreciate, and some other gifts, some notes and letters and that type of stuff. Also want to thank Patreon supporters. So I want to use this as not a vlog, so have them separate. Just sort of, I guess, trying to streamline things a little bit with the channel a little bit more. So the thank you notes is specifically like mail time and thank yous for this, that, and the other thing. But so this is the first. So we'll start out. I want to say, I think I showed these before, but flip that over and you can see it there. For like winter and like messy weather type thing, you can put these bad boys on. They're really cool. I think I showed them before. I just got smacked in the face by this thing. But they're really neat. Linda, thank you for early Christmas present. I do appreciate that because these will come in very handy. And I think I said in the other video where I showed these, I think the one vlog, especially with my stability issues and mobility issues, these will really be helpful. So it's not only just a thing where you can actually go out, and if you want to hike in the snow, you have these because they got these little grippy things, but they don't destroy wood and stuff like that. So they also treat the environment that you're walking in not harshly. So really, really nice. But it's also like the stability issue for me. Very cool. So thank you, Linda. I really, really do appreciate that. I got this cool book. This is a card. It's from Julia. I say thank you, Julia. On the Molly Maguire tragedy I've been talking about, I want to do, and this is another book that is really, really going to help me with it's Molly Maguire tragedy, Hand of Innocence, because they have in my brain, it's just the Carbon County Jail in Jim Thorpe, or it was called Mock Chunk at that point. They have what they say it looks like on the prison wall. One of the guys left a handprint. Whether that's true or not, or it's urban legend or whatever it is, there's something there on the wall. Because the Carbon County Jail is a museum now, And this is actually the people that bought that and fixed it up. This is by them, I believe. So it talks about, it really goes into one guy particularly, but like the 7 guys that were involved with this really just got railroaded. So this will be very, very cool, very essential. I have a couple other books on it as well, on the Molly Maguire tragedy, and this will help with research so I get all my facts correct. So thank you so much. A lot of cool pictures in here as well. So really looking forward to that. So thank you, Julia, for this. Also got some offers at Laura Klutz, who runs Marker Quest. She lives in that general region, and she said I'd like to get her involved with that co-op or collab, I guess you'd call it, is a better name for it, between me and Cliff, doing for the Molly Maguires. Also got an email from Ryan, and his uncle lives in the general region where I am, and he put together a book about their one relative, their one ancestor who fought in World War II. And it is this book here. It's a big book, really, really cool. It's Letters from Your Loving Son. Wilson C. Lineweaver, his journey through the CCC and the U.S. Navy until his death on the USS Bunker Hill in 1945. So this is the story, the letters from this guy home. He was a hero. Very, very neat. I'm very much looking forward to this because it's. My dad had a book, Civil War book, about a guy that was from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, and it was his letters home to his sweetheart. And it's sort of like the letters. They had to be very careful in wartime. You couldn't be revealing things about where they were, what they were doing, that kind of stuff, and they were all checked and stuff like that. But these are a living, to me, a living diary, a very intimate look into the life of an individual who served in war. And so I'm very, very much looking forward to this. My dad served in the Pacific in World War II. He actually had he was on a sailing vessel when they were going over the Pacific, and the Japanese Navy and other navies, I'm sure as well, they would put these like floating land or floating sea mines, and if it hit your ship just right, your ship was going down. And my dad happened to be, I guess it was in the bow of the ship. I don't know if I have my seaman's terms correct, but he was leaning over the bow, just looking out, just enjoying as the ship was going through the ocean, and he saw one of these mines and signaled the guys up there in top where they have the steering wheel. I have that completely wrong. I'm sorry. I've just completely butchered. But in there where the guys are steering the ship, signaled them that there's a mine. They steered. They just missed it by feet, and he saved the ship. And it was a hero in doing that. He just happened to be out there and saw it. But these guys in the Navy, like Wilson, they had a tough time. I mean, it was a hard thing. Like you look at like the brutal battles in the Pacific, what those guys went through. So I'm really, really looking forward to hearing this guy's tale. And whether he was in the Pacific or if he was in the Atlantic was just as bad, if not in a way a little worse, because of the U-boats. There was an unseen enemy, whereas in the Pacific, at least you were facing off against other carriers, and you could see the enemy. Like, it was a different style of warfare. Both of them had aspect. I mean, it was war. It was all awful, but I'm really looking forward to going through this book. So Ryan, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to setting that up with your uncle. We'll start a series that another individual, this is a Rebecca, that contacted me about her grandmother, who lived, I believe, in Fryestown, and we're gonna talk about getting COVID, and I got COVID, and all that stuff. I wanted to be careful, but at some point I'd like to set something up with her. Hopefully she's still around, and we can, I want to start having some of these oral histories, save those, and call like memories or something of that nature, and talk to these individuals about their memories of these types of things. And really is a neat thing, somebody spending their time to compile all this so it's preserved. Very, very cool, and I appreciate you sending me this book because it's a big book. So thank you so much, Ryan. I also want to thank, I believe Sam and Carol sent another gift, so thank you to you once again. Also got from Kate. I love communicating with Kate. It's a lot of fun talking to her. She sent, and I'm going to share this with Cliff as well. Smithsonian Magazine is an awesome magazine. I don't get it currently, but at some point, once I have a stable situation, that's a magazine I would like to get again because I absolutely adore history. And they have one from the History Channel too as well that I'd like to get. But it's an article. It's on Tolkien. His world is haunted by the approach of another world war. The author of the Lord of the Rings created a new story of Middle Earth that few people even knew about until now. So I'm looking forward to reading that. So thank you, Kate. Thank you for the article. Cliff and I will both love this. I also want to say thank you for the note, for the gift. Thank you so much. I also want to say thank you to Kate again and to Jason. You are the first two Patreon supporters, and I really do appreciate you supporting the channel in that way. It's a huge help. It helps us to get around, and hopefully as my foot gets a little bit better and I'm starting to get back up to doing stuff like that, I'll start filming live again. But yeah, so thank you to everybody. If I've missed anybody, I thank you as well. Almost at 750 subscribers, so thank you to all of you that have subscribed. Thank you to all of you that view, that view the videos. A lot of time and effort does go into it, and it means a lot seeing that people are enjoying us and that it's making an impact. So thank you to everybody. And as always, we'll see you all about town.